This is J-B Weld. It sort of works like epoxy. You take equal amounts from each of these two tubes, place them onto a disposable surface, piece of plastic or something that you can mix it on, and then I usually whip them together with a chopstick. The white tip one here is actually a white paste, and the black one is sort of black paste, and when you whip them together equal amounts it sort of comes out gray. And then you can stick it into some hole that you need to reinforce to hold a heavy curtain rod or a towel bar in your bathroom. Then let it set in place for 24 hours at least, and it'll solidify to a piece of metal. They call it here steel, and this is the hardener, but to me it sort of comes out like aluminum with the strength of that. If you have a towel rack or other wall hanging that has lost its ability to hold things up and it starts pulling out from the wall, one approach is to remove it from the wall and then try to enhance the attachment by which the bar holds into the wall. Now usually you'd think, okay, it's a sheetrock plasterboard wall and I'll use some plaster to make it stronger. An extreme case of an attachment that we lost one time, on a bright sunny day, this whole curtain rod fell down from the wall and water was dripping from the wall. And what it was the balcony here above us was being tested for the way the water ran off, and so the workers sprayed a whole bunch of water onto the balcony, and they said, oh, it's not flowing off. Well, it was flowing right into our wall, and it lost its attachment in the middle, and the whole bar went falling down. So I thought, if I try to put this back in with sheetrock, it's just not going to work. Once the wall was all dried out, I figured I need something stronger, and so what I actually used is called J-B Weld. It's sort of like epoxy with two different parts. Mix them together. I stuffed it into the hole that was left behind after I took off this bracket and let it solidify for about 24 hours. Then I thought, okay, I just put a screw in there. Well, I couldn't put a screw in there. It was solid. It was like a piece of metal. So what I did is I drilled through the J-B Weld metal, and then it was still not something I could put a screw in, and so then I threaded the hole in that and put an appropriate size screw in. Then I was able to put this bracket back on, and it held this big heavy curtain rod in place. So that's what I would suggest for something that is supporting a lot of weight. Towel racks or something that pull out. Instead of trying to do it with plaster, try J-B Weld. There's various versions of it. I got the original standard version, and it solidifies as hard as a piece of metal when you plug a hole with it. This is J-B Weld.